I'd like to invite Sarah Azad. Sarah is a reliable and consistent participant in whatever she undertakes. For 3 years, she was an emergency response team member and a yearbook staff member. She was the manager of the senior boys basketball team that went to the provincials and a member of the grade 11 and 12 class councils. In grade 11, Sarah received the Ethel Lindstrom Award. And in her own words, I came to Maxwell from Iran via Burbank, California, and have been studying here for 4 years. I was blessed to be able to study here and enjoyed every single moment of it. I have been through many tests and difficulties that made me so much stronger and will always cherish the gifts that I have gained from Maxwell, especially from the wonderful friends I found here. The memories that I take with me are very valuable, and all of you at Maxwell made it possible for me to have a great time. I thank you. All of you at Maxwell have touched my heart in your own special way, and I will keep you all very close to my heart. Mom and Dad, I could not have done this without your love and strength. Thank you for sacrificing so much for me to be here. I love you.
Armita's travels have taken her from northern North America to southern North America and back again. She came from Mexico to complete her high school education here at Maxwell. Armita challenged herself when she turned from her Mexican pioneer post with English courses that are very difficult, but she has proved to have a strong memory and ability to be very organized. This organization has been demonstrated in her eager and able assistance in several committees on campus, especially grad and social committees. In one short year, Armita has made many close friends among both dorm and day students. Armita says, I am a different person than when I first came here. Maxwell has taught me a lot, and I feel that it has helped me grow in many ways, and although it wasn't always easy, the experience was definitely worth it.
Sean Blewett. Blewett came to Maxwell 4 years ago. Sean is a person who recognizes opportunities when they are presented and seizes the moment. While at Maxwell, he has excelled in his academic studies and been a fully involved member of the community. He was on both the junior and senior basketball teams and was with the team that took Maxwell to the provincials this year. He was a cast member of Dance Workshop for 2 years and last year toured Northern BC during spring break. India, one of the countries that he calls home, will be Sean's first destination after leaving Maxwell. He plans to serve at the India House of Worship for a few months, on to Bombay to see family, and then on to Australia for university. Sean's advice: don't forget, time may bring money, but money can't buy time. Here at Maxwell, you have the Baha'i atmosphere and personalized attention from teachers. Take advantage of it.
Next, I'd like to invite up Stephen Brooks. With origins in England, Portugal, Ontario, and Oak Bay, he came. Steve chose Maxwell for his senior high school years. During his senior year, he was a member of the senior boys volleyball team. Within the first few months, Steve became a Baha'i and a fond admirer of its Persian community. Steve set his sights on service and with outstanding determination undertook the application process to serve at the World Center in Haifa. On June 15th, his desire to serve was rewarded as his offer was accepted, and he will be patrolling the slopes of Mount Carmel and the grounds of Baji for 12 months starting in August. Steve's parting words: "It wasn't far from home, but the world was brought to me through the people I became friends with, especially Room 5. I have enjoyed my time here, but I can't wait to leave."
Natasha Bruce. Although I am well-traveled, Maxwell has taught me the most valuable lesson that growth only comes through tests. I am a person who seeks opportunity, the gift of my mother, a person who seeks wisdom, the gift of my father, and a person who seeks trust, the gift of my brother. Maxwell has been a place of opportunity where I have grown through academics, workshop, children's classes, and all the various committees to which I have devoted my energy. It has been a place of wisdom with all the pain and tests that come with leaving home at such an early age. And it has been a place of trust, where I have developed friendships that brought me closer to God. Before my senior year, my dad told me always to take the harder road, the one less traveled on, and the one that will bring the most growth. That has been the inspiration for my decisions, and I promise to always take the harder road. I am off to China for a while, and then on to New York, where I plan to study international relations at Barnard College. I am learning a sense of separation, the knowledge that I am no longer tied to anything, but I am a human creature walking alone, with only my own legs to sustain me and my own arms to pull me up. You all have inspired me in your own ways. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for these 4 years.
Next, I'd like to invite Shawnee Carter. Some people will always remember Shawnee as the angel of death in Red Satin, the part she played with such flair and dead serious. While others will remember that she came here as an 11-year-old, and except for a year at St. Lucia, she grew up at Maxwell. Through the influence of her parents and peers, she has strongly developed humanitarian ideals. Though her heart is in Cuba, and though she may not achieve her goal of travel teaching there immediately, it is sure that whatever Shawnee does, she will do it with passion.
Tawny Chips. In addition to his many skills as an actor, singer, and writer, Tawny's maverick nature and individualism have endeared him to his peers. There's nothing more fun than to watch Tawny on the dance floor. Tawny has aspirations in journalism and will no doubt find his own unique way of writing, we at Maxwell who know him and love him will, along with his family, enjoy seeing him rise to his full potential.
Next, I'd like to invite up Chi-Peng Chow. Chi-Peng has studied at Maxwell for 4 years. Since arriving, he has dabbled in ballroom dancing, translated his handball skills into a basketball career, and was with the senior team that went to the provincials. He participated in the hosting of a Chinese New Year show and earned credit as a teacher assistant to an English as a second language class. He will be attending Douglas College in Vancouver next year, and his dream is to open up a club in the future, to which you are all welcome.
Kapono Chung. In 1995, Kapono left his pioneer post and home in Korea to attend Maxwell. His involvement in community life has spanned the athletic, visual, and performing arts spectrum. He was a member of the junior and senior volleyball and basketball teams and played at the provincials. He was a member of the dance workshop from grade 10 to 12 and performed in dramatic presentations throughout the years. Kapono began his career in graphic design here at Maxwell by designing yearbook covers, the dance workshop shirts, and sports team uniforms. The coming year will be one of service in Korea for Kapono and then studies in graphic art and design. Kapono's farewell. Thank you, Mom and Dad and Sean. Lucas, thank you for being here my last year. When I encountered your radiant face, it filled me with life and love. You were my carrier through the year. Thank you, Workshop, for keeping me fueled. Thank you to all that were involved in my development, including your service and kitchen staff. Students, this is your world, not a bubble. Live your life now and not for the future.
Next, I'd like to invite Rachel Enslow. Rachel cornered the market on Outstanding Student Awards here at Maxwell. She also received the Greatest Contribution to Residential Life Award in grade 11. A cast member of the dance workshop, she has also dabbled in ballroom dancing. She was a member of the senior girls volleyball team in grades 11 and 12, and through it all maintained an enviable grade point average. Rachel is also the recipient of the Maxwell Eagle Award. Rachel's farewell to her classmates. This line of movement across the stage is a tangent to the circle that completes another cycle in my life. A cycle that began as I flew from Indiana to Victoria in 10th grade. The experiences that followed have helped shape me into who you see standing before you today. I have enjoyed life. Horticulture, math, volleyball, dancing, dorm life with a 4-person room, and watching the trees swell in the wind. While I have done well in school and received awards, it is the growth and development of my character that matters. To all the students sitting in the audience, follow the passions that you love and don't be afraid of yourself. My next segment of life, indefinite in length, is China for service through learning.
Leah Colette Baha'i Farnsworth, who came to from Ohio to Maxwell 3 years ago, and then most of the family followed. Thank goodness. Through the years, she has been involved, from planning committees to councils, photography to volleyball, and dances to workshop tours. She came into Maxwell a certain person, and now, she likes it or not, she has matured and become responsible and is prepared for the world. Next year, she plans to travel with Baha'i to serve, experience the world, develop her Spanish, and try to move on from Maxwell. She says, I am extremely happy to have come to Maxwell to learn and grow. Most of my memories are in my candid photographs. Maxwell changes you no matter if you're a parent, friend, sibling, or a student, so be prepared to be detached. Don't miss the opportunities for life, friendship, and learning that come your way, because they will fly by. Worrying is a waste of time. It only makes problems worse, so laugh more.
Next, I'd like to invite Mia Fast. Mia has been at Maxwell for 2 years. During those years, Nia has learned and experienced many things that she feels she could never have experienced elsewhere. Some of these things include the constant love and loyalty of friendships she has encountered, support and help from various administrative staff, and the great sense of education from all the dedicated teachers. Next year, Nia is starting a new life in Vancouver as a strong, independent young woman ready to face the world. She will be attending Kwantlen University College and will study criminology. She has a strong desire to help troubled youth and people of the world and hopes that with her help, society can take a tiny step forward. Nia's last message to Maxwell is, thank you to everyone and everything who loved enough to care.
John Photos. Tokyo, Japan became the home of John's family 2 generations ago. His grandmother, Barbara Rutledge Sims, pioneered to Japan and remains at her post to this day. John followed in the footsteps of his sister Helen, a 1996 grad. John's musical and dramatic talents have found expression in service through the drama and dance workshop. During the spring break, John traveled with the Voices of Baha'i Choir. Most recently, he became Maxwell's Joseph, who will be long remembered. John says, as I look out at all of you now, nervous and excited about these last moments, I know that all I'm feeling is gratitude and love for these 2 short years that I have had at Maxwell. I will be leaving now for many new adventures and undertakings, and I'm quite honestly scared about what is to come. I've heard that times like these are as if you're finishing a great book while you're opening another. I do know that this next book will be just as good or even better, but still I know that part of me will always want to read this one over and over again. Thank you for being part of my life.
I'd like to invite Fahid Farad. Fahid came to Maxwell from Austria in 1995, following in a family tradition. His penchant for computers was utilized as a computer lab assistant this year, and he intends to continue his study through cyberspace and computers at the University of Victoria. Fahid was an emergency response team member every year that he has been at Maxwell, and he received the greatest contribution to residential life awards, grade 8 through 11. Fahid's farewell. To all future students out there, treasure your time at Maxwell, as it will pass swiftly in a blink of an eye. I will be back to visit, as part of me will always be at Maxwell.
Sahar Gorbanpour. I have been at Maxwell physically for 2 years. However, I feel like my heart has been here for much longer. It has been a great bounty to be able to become the person that I am today through the tests I've overcome here. Many people have made these experiences possible. My family has been a huge support for everything I have done. Thank you all so much for your many sacrifices and guidance. There are many roads that can lead to the same place, but who knows what the future has in store? I'm just excited to begin exploring them.
Next, I'd like to invite Jake Gilday. Jake has been at Maxwell for 3 years. During those years, he has been a member and captain of the junior and senior boys basketball team. This year, they represented Maxwell at the provincials. Jake provided comic relief in the plays Dead Serious and God 101 as a Bronx Angel, a part calling for a unique wardrobe. Jake says, I have enjoyed my experiences at Maxwell and will always look back at the school as a vital stop on my path to success. Speaking of success, Jake will be attending the University of Toronto next year, where he plans to major in economics. Jake plans to be a lawyer in 6 years and gives all credit to his future achievements to his father, who passed away, and his mother, who has had a consistent voice in his life. Jake thanks the institution and students and will always keep their souls in his prayers. God bless you all.
Rwanda, one of several African countries that he grew up in. After a year and a half, his home had moved to Vanuatu, and his brother Hans joined him. During the 3 years that Hunter has called Maxwell his home away from home, he has been in dance workshop casts that went on the road to northern BC and to Washington State. Hunter has also been a member of both the junior and senior basketball teams. Last year, he was awarded the Greatest Contribution to Residential Life Award, and this year he is a recipient of the Eagle Award. Hunters, farewell to you all. In the absence of Maxwell, I hope to realize and become more aware of the liberal effusions that have surrounded us. And into the future, I look forward, waiting to meet you again and see your shining faces. Alawapa.
I'd like to invite Camille Goldberg. Camille came to Maxwell 4 years ago from Virginia. She brought with her a sense of humor, which has kept her functioning at Maxwell. During these 4 years, Camille has been active as a volunteer with the elderly and has been performing in dramatic presentations since grade 10. She's a founding member of the Youth Action Corps, which has been actively involved in community service projects in the area. Camille will be attending Goucher College in Baltimore, Maryland, a liberal arts school, while doing an internship with the CIA, but that's strictly confidential. After a year of surfing with Swatch Tour 2000, Camille's parting words, Vini, Vidi, Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered, eh?
Talia Goldsmith. Talia has been at Maxwell for 4 years, though this valley has been her home all her life. Talia declared her faith in Baha'u'llah in December this past winter and has said that it was the assistance of her family and friends who helped her make it this far and who stood behind her all the way. In 1998, she was the recipient of the Leo and Maria Capel Memorial Award. While at Maxwell, she was a member of the jazz band, jazz choir, and on the junior and senior basketball teams. She was a participant in the Sinala Honors Program, where she spent a month at UBC. Her future study plans include 1 year in Nanaimo at Malaspina and then on to Vancouver to complete a physiotherapy program. She hopes to be able to offer service once she has completed her degree.
Moved to Canada in 1997 from Hong Kong and has been at Maxwell for 3 years. Next year, Mike plans to attend Douglas College in Vancouver to study marketing and management. Mike says that he has enjoyed his 3 years at Maxwell and has learned a lot.
And Maureen Huizinga. Class leader, poised, mature, and confident. Over the last 3 years at Maxwell, Anne has become a valued member of the community. Her irrepressible spirit was expressed in her positive attitude. Her creative spirit found expression in jazz band performances where she played the saxophone. She says, "It's starting just as it seems to end. Amazing how fast the airplanes whisk away your friends. Gone are the phone calls, but in the spirit of perseverance, I encourage all the pens and paper to come out of hiding. I am here now only with the encouragement of my parents and the reliable support of my family and friends. My 3 years at Maxwell are at an end. Now, until forever, will be full of trials. More smiles, obviously, with a continuous stream of curiosity to keep me going. See y'all at the top, eh?"
Next, I'd like to invite Lindsay Humber. This is a poem written by Lindsay's father in honor of the occasion, which she thought expressed more of her life in 16 lines than she would ever have been able to do. This day has been coming for a long, long while, the culmination of many a painful trial. We as parents are oh so proud to see our daughter amongst this illustrious crowd. Lindsay was born in the Yukon at night, in the summertime when the nights are so bright. She learned to tell time down in Mexico and at the Waldorf school to play the cello. German she learned on a 6-month exchange, and now she's ready to head off again. Her art is her mainstay, her love and her light, giving joy to her friends and parents alike. The cocoon has opened and accepted its light. Our butterfly is emerging and headed towards life.
Masataka Ihara. Masataka arrived in April 1997 into the English as a Second Language program and will graduate with 5 provincially examined courses and 2 advanced placement courses on his transcript. He has been accepted to the University in Southern California, where he plans to study biomedical technology. Masataka is a part of the Jensen family and is also a talented artist. Enthusiasm is his middle name. Masa is willing to try everything and even did a stint of Shakespeare. Masataka would like to say, I love you all, and please enjoy your time at this school.
Next, I'd like to invite Kai Johnson. In 1996, Kai moved from the Sunrise Waldorf School down the road to Maxwell. Whenever we think of Kai, we will think of mountains and music. His name derives from a story of a pilgrimage to a mountain, a rite of passage commensurate with this graduation. He is also a talented musician and a purveyor of the arts. He also likes his car. In addition to his considerable musical talents and his continually questing spirit, Kai is a painter, a poet, a good friend to many, and a traveler at heart. He has really cool parents and really cool friends, and has completely enjoyed the life of a day student. He also appreciates the opportunity to find his own way and to be an independent soul in a larger and larger universe. In his own words, and in the tradition of another wanderer, Zorba the Greek, I would like to take you back to another time when I was just a troubled boy lost in my mind. So I searched myself and looked around and wondered what to do. I wandered around and found myself. This smile is for you.
Baha'i Kagati. Baha'i is one of the most widely traveled members of the graduating class and appreciates being at home on 2 continents. She lives in Massachusetts and Guinea, West Africa. She is planning on doing a year of service next year with Leah Farnsworth and possibly Anissa Samari, and eventually going to study to be an architect, if she doesn't change her mind. She has followed in the footsteps of her brothers, Andalim and Samandar, who are also Maxwell grads. Soft-spoken, she is an eloquent, patient, and fun-loving member of the group, and among the many memories she shares with the Heralds of the Dawn will be her recent trip to London with Camille. She is one of this year's recipients of the Eagle Award. She greatly appreciates everyone at Maxwell who has shown her encouragement and warmth. This experience has taught her a lot, and she is grateful to her parents.
Hoda has been at Maxwell for 1 year. She will most remember Maxwell for giving her strength. She will be continuing her education at the University of Victoria, where she will study the social sciences. She would like to thank her teachers, especially at Maxwell, for giving her the chance to show her best. Hoda would like to give her most loving regards to her dorm parents who invited her into their dorm. Mom and Dad. The first sign of faith is love. The message of the holy divine manifestation is love. The phenomena of creation are based upon love. The radiance of the world is due to love. The well-being and happiness of the world depend upon it. Abdul Baha. You've both sacrificed the world for me. My dearest brother Neve, although you were not able to attend my graduation, you and Olivia are in my heart, and I can't wait to see you. You're my mentor, and you've motivated me to try my best at everything. Ashlyn, you're my sister at heart. Next year will be like a 360-degree turn without you there. I love you so much.
Anissa Kent. but calls South Carolina home. Since grade 9, Anissa has made invaluable contributions to successful drama productions as stage manager, set design, lights, acting. Her organizational talent has been evident in the yearbook for 4 years. Anissa's energy has found expression during the summer around the world in Liberia, Chicago, and the southern U.S., to name a few. In 1997, she was the recipient of the Maxwell Scholarship Fund, and in 1998, the Ashgar Baghdad Memorial Award, both for exhibiting outstanding moral character with colossal and mammoth enterprise. Anissa has secured a year service position at the Ruaha Secondary School in Tanzania for this coming year. Throughout her time of service, Anissa anticipates committing time toward planning her next move in the grand chess game of life. Anissa had the following to share with her peers. Maxwell is a learning experience, and during these years, I have grown a lot. Not necessarily vertically. It is a crucible where things take place. People, souls, and characters are developed.
Next, I'd like to invite Nabil Knight. For many students arriving at Maxwell over the last couple of years, Nabil was the first friendly face they encountered as a member of the student orientation team. That must have been scary. Coming from many generations of Baha'is, both he and his sister Shidan will proudly proclaim to be Maxwell grads. Nabil has been on both the junior and senior boys basketball team, and he represented Maxwell at the provincials. For 3 years, he has been a member of the emergency response team and a volunteer with the Native children's classes. His sense of humor and good-natured style has served him well in the senior years as a member of the Dorm B Council. Nabil traveled last year with his family to teach in several of the formerly Eastern Russian areas and continues to enjoy doing Baha'i service on every holiday occasion. Nabil has been accepted to study at the University of Washington.
For 3.5 years, she came to Canada from Taiwan and plans to continue her studies in British Columbia. She is a talented artist and has enjoyed her art classes and has a brother in grade 11, Po Chen. She also appreciates the help that she has received from her enthusiastic and kind teacher of English as a second language. She would like to say thank you both to her parents and also her dorm parents, the Badangeries. Fang Li has been a resident of Dorm D. She's very happy to be going home.
Next, I'd like to invite Logan Larkin. Logan came south in 1998, and it looks as though he is headed back to the true north, strong and free. Logan now joins his sister Lori as a Maxwell alumni. Logan plans to attend Yukon College, but before leaving Maxwell, he has the following to say. Thank you to the entire Maxwell community for providing me with the environment and opportunities to grow. Logan's role in Joseph will be long remembered, and once we lose Logan, there will be one less plate on the table and one more tear in our eye.
Can light up a room. In 1997, Tony began his studies at Maxwell, and for these 3 years, he has been working towards this graduation day. Tony has been a Dorm B resident where his talent in the kitchen and sense of humor were greatly appreciated. He has provided excellent leadership to young students as a teacher assistant this year. Next year, he will continue his studies at Malaspina University College in Nanaimo.
Call to the stage, Megan Lewis. Megan Megan is from the state of Washington and has been studying at Maxwell for 3 years. This year, she was a recipient of the Maxwell Scholarship, a distinction awarded to students who excel in moral leadership, academic scholarship, and who uphold the high goals and ideals of Maxwell. Megan said, "I'm leaving with a firm knowledge of who I am. With this, I'm going to return to Washington State, and among other bigger and better plans, I plan to attend university and earn a Bachelor of Science degree. I'd like to thank my family for offering me this experience and for supporting me. To all my friends, dorm sisters, and Maxwell family, parting is such sweet sorrow. Although I will miss the people, the place, and the memories an incredible amount, I am more than ready to start on this path of independence and higher learning."
Ashlyn Malouf. To Ashlyn, Maxwell has been a place of transformation for the last 4 years. In 2 months, she will be studying psychology and law at the University of Wisconsin. Her teachers have taught her that the sky's the limit and about the balance of creativity and learning. American history has given her a whole new perspective on life and learning. Ashlyn wants to thank her dorm parents who never gave up on her and whose love will always be cherished. Ashlyn's parting words: "Mom, you have been my guide and my best friend. Thank you for knowing me better than I know myself. Hoda, your strength is my inspiration. To those of you returning in the fall, carpe diem. To the class of 2000, live life, have fun, and hold no regrets. I can't wait until 10 years from now when we have all succeeded, as I know we will. Good luck to you all."
Next, I'd like to invite Justin Martin. Justin comes from the western communities of Greater Victoria and has been at Maxwell since he was in grade 8. This year, he is one of the main trail builders on the Mount Baldy Trail. He has hiked the Wanda Fuca Trail more times than any other Maxwell student, 5 times, and he was one of the founders of the Lunch Hour Maxwell Hockey League. He proved to be a phenomenal teacher assistant to the grade 8 PE class this year. In the words of Mr. T, Justin is amazing. He plans to work for a year and is considering going to Camosun College in Victoria to get an associate degree in criminal psychology, then on to Vancouver to join the Vancouver Police Force.
John Joseph McLaughlin. John Joseph McLaughlin is also known as JJ and came to Maxwell 3 years ago from Texas. He has been a member of the basketball team for 3 years and played at the provincials. He was the winner of the humanitarian speech competition in grades 10, 11, and 12, and a cast member in the play Dead Serious, where he revealed his true nature, an angel. Take some deep breaths, JJ, and bear with us. Wow. He plans to attend Arizona State University in the upcoming fall semester. Writing seems to be his forte, where the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism will take him under their wing. JJ still has his eyes on ESPN, where sports broadcasting could be a possibility in the future. JJ would like to thank his parents for sacrificing everything they had for the benefit of his education. As his parting shot, he would just like to say, "Thank you to all from the bottom of my heart for helping me grow and develop into the man I am today. It's just beginning, so can I get a witness? I'm going to win the Pulitzer, and this is my byline."
I'd like to invite Kenji Manana. There is a big difference between Tokyo and Shawnigan Lake, and Kenji can imagine retiring in a place like Shawnigan Lake, but for now, Kenji says he has been there just long enough, 3 years. He says it has been fun and informative. When Kenji arrived in Canada 4 years ago, his first and only language was Japanese, and now he will graduate with English 12. Kenji was on both the junior and senior volleyball and basketball teams, and he was a member of the team that took Maxwell to the provincials. His plans are pretty well set to go to Korea for a year before he furthers his education. He's been thinking that being an elementary school teacher might be all right. Kenji wants to thank all his friends, teachers, and dorm parents for making his school years fun and sometimes hard.
Nataraja. Taras Nataraja has been here a long time. He says too many staff know him, too many alumni and students know him, and it is about time he's leaving. He has chosen to go to the furthest place possible, Australia, for his future studies, and will be the first graduate this year to start university, having cajoled his way into a July 4th class at the University of Wollongong in New South Wales. Taras will have his first degree at the age of 20 and his master's by the age of 22. His inspiration, which comes from his beloved father, is to go through university in the most expedient way possible. He plans to develop his expertise very quickly so that he can serve the cause of Baha'u'llah. Taras would like to take this time to wish the returning students good luck in all their endeavors. Quote, "You students are what make up the Maxwell spirit," unquote. He wishes to say to all the students who have touched his life during this stay at Maxwell, focus on your studies.
Next, I'd like to invite Amy Odberg. Amy shares the distinction of having begun Maxwell in grade 7 with 3 other people, Shani, Reka, and Poya. Amy is an exceptional visual artist and has spent a lot of time deepening her knowledge of the faith. The Maxwell staff and her fellow students have enjoyed sharing these formative years with Amy and know that as a local girl we will hear from and about her in the future. Next year she plans to remain in the area to further her education.
Beth Ransom. Maxwell has the distinction of being the only high school that Beth ever spent more than 1 year in. Her experience here as an emergency response team member may have impacted on Beth's aspirations, which include either attending paramedic training or entering the Navy to become a medical assistant. Beth's words to her fellow students and staff: "I will always remember the amazing people that I've met here. These memories will stay with me. If it weren't for these people, I would not have been able to gain my wings. Thank you for my wings." As an emergency response team member, Beth often sprang into action at the sound of, "There's an alarm ringing in the classroom building. There is an alarm ringing in the classroom building."
Anissa Samari. Anissa came to Maxwell from a pioneer post in Saipan. She has told the story of her initial reluctance to go there, but her subsequent gratitude to her family for the assistance which this move brought has opened the doors to friendships, an appreciation for the value of tests, and a continuing idealism about the world. More than a few of her activities have involved 3- and 4-year commitments: the dance workshop, cast member in school drama performances, and a manager of sports teams. Anissa is committed to service and hopes to be able to study in the future, but for the moment is making her decision slowly out of respect for the importance of this transition. Her pioneer time, as well as her time at Maxwell, have taught Anissa that each change deserves reflection, so that while she looks at Saipan and Maxwell as a time of growth, in each case she has known that it is time to move on. No regrets, but joy in the new challenges that await, and hope to be true to herself.
Puya Susan. Puya was born in Tehran, immigrated to Ontario in 1987, and became an islander in 1993. He began his Maxwell schooling in grade 7 and studied here for a total of 4 years. Puya's goal is to pursue a career in engineering, but for this past school year, he has been a teacher at the Victoria Community Baha'i classes. His parting words: "In my 4 years at Maxwell, I know that I have experienced things that I would not necessarily experience in any other institution. I'd like to thank my mom and dad for sacrificing things that not everyone's willing to sacrifice in order to send me here. Thank you, mom and dad."
I'd like to invite Reka Sharma. Rekha has been at Maxwell for 6 years. The Sharma House has been a center of hospitality, and Rekha's capacity for friendship, as well as being a general chauffeur, will never be forgotten. With her joint East Indian and Filipino heritage, Rekha has contributed significantly to the international feel of Maxwell. Rekha has been a member of both the junior and senior volleyball teams and a manager of the senior boys basketball team. Rekha will initially remain in the area to pursue her studies and hopes one day to enter an athletic therapist program.
Iraj loves Khalil Gibran and likes the poetry of Blake and Eliot. He has lived in many countries and aspires to study in areas which will allow him to write, pursue a bent for philosophy, and travel. Multilingual, he is an expressive and articulate person. His primary interests are psychology, humanity, and the application of the Baha'i faith in his daily life. Iraj has a sense of empathy for the downtrodden and a passionate attraction to the principle of justice. He is very reflective about the spiritual nature of the universe, a topic which animates much of his conversation and his writing, and to this he attributes credit to the best parents in the world. Iraj was preceded as a graduate of Maxwell by his brother Badi and is leaving his sister Leva here to carry on the Shaddai tradition, but has definitely put his own stamp on Maxwell. He isn't sure of what the future will hold, but is willing to take it on with enthusiasm and with reams of poetry to his family and to a group of the best friends a person could ever hope to find. The word can be used with frequency, but on this occasion, as Iraj leaves this place, he sends from his heart his love.
Next to the stage is Shogi Silver. Of African-American and Chinese and Native heritage, Shogi is an outstanding scholar. He aspires to be a neurosurgeon, a goal he adopted in grade 2, from which he has never wavered. His interests are eclectic. He plays jazz in the jazz band, is an avid member of the ballroom dancing club, serves often in the kitchen, and loves to cook and bake. Excels in all academic subjects and is a linguist who now speaks conversational Persian and Japanese in addition to English. He is deeply rooted in his family and his faith. During this year of study at Maxwell, he has received both the Winifred Harvey Memorial Award for Academic Excellence and the Maxwell Scholarship for participation in extracurricular activities and for upholding the high goals and ideals of the school. Shogi is also the recipient of the Maxwell Eagle Award.
From North Carolina. During this time, she has built up an enviable academic transcript. She took on and survived AP US History and Calculus, proving to all 11th graders that it can be done. Additionally, Anna has been a valuable member of the volleyball team for 3 years and has sweetened our lives with her tenor saxophone for the last 2 years as a member of the jazz band. Anna will be studying at Duke University in her home state upon leaving Maxwell, and her parting words are, "The 3 years I've been here have been a learning experience in everything I've done. Mostly I'll remember finishing becoming myself, surrounded by friends, and being more sure of who I am than I have ever been."
I'd like to invite Etienne Tran to the stage. Originally from Quebec, Etienne was Maxwell's first student with French-Vietnamese background. This was his first and last year at Maxwell. He participated in the Maxwell Jazz Band, in which he was the notorious drummer boy, and was a member of the Trail Builders on Mount Baldy. He takes great pride in having taken on the responsibility of teacher assistant for Madame Marianne, and having had a class of his own the whole year. He plans on staying in BC and becoming a forensic psychologist after attending the University of Victoria. His quote, "Nothing ever goes as planned, so be sure to make up a plan B that fate doesn't know about."
Yahweh too. also fondly known as Frankie, came from Taiwan to Durham D in 1997. She has been a residential student for 3 years. Yahui has been accepted at Malaspina University College in Nanaimo, where she plans to study towards a business degree.
Maxwell Zilberg. Shirin's little brother Maxwell followed her to Maxwell, and now he is going back down under to study as she did after graduating in '97. Max is appreciated as other families here, the Jensens and the Kundals, and his travels to Scotland this year. Max is an avid sports player and is greatly appreciated for his wonderful sense of humor and a sense of humility. He gets along with everyone. His goal is to attend university in Australia and to earn a Bachelor's of Nursing degree.
Tony Williams. Tony's heritage in the First Nations is very important to her. She is also an avid sportswoman and is willing to take on every challenge that life can throw her. She was a member of both the senior basketball team and senior volleyball team for the 2 years she attended Maxwell. As well, she coached the junior boys basketball team, one of the few students who has ever undertaken that role. This year, she was the recipient of the Leo and Maria Capel Scholarship. Tony's going to Malaspina University College in Nanaimo and has contributed enormously to life at the school since arriving here in 1998.
A Maxwellian for 5 years and a Vancouver Islander, Emily is an eloquent writer and an outstanding singer, dancer, and athlete. She has been a member of both the basketball and volleyball teams since grade 8 and is described as a natural athlete. She has developed into a fine dancer through dance workshops since grade 8. She dedicated 2 spring breaks for dance workshop tours and has participated in innumerable performances over the years. Last year, she was a recipient of the Max Friedman Memorial Award for a student with an outstanding record of service to the community.
Netta Eusebian. Netta has been at Maxwell for 3 years. During that time, she participated in sports teams and the dance workshop. Next year, she'll be studying at Howard University in Washington, D.C. From Netta. As I stand here today, I'd like to give thanks to my parents, family, teachers, and friends. With their support, I have gained confidence and strength and am forever grateful. I am so very excited and happy. I love you all. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our graduates was unable to be with us this afternoon. Alex Mackay had to head off for New Zealand for work, but we'd like to recognize his achievement.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to present to you Maxwell's graduating class of 2000.